Hi there, Loy Machedo. Speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Think personal branding. Okay, you'll have to excuse me because I'm not keeping well. Been feeling like this for the past 3 days. I just finished a session with my client. You remember I was telling you that the number of videos that I'll be uploading will be reduced to one video a day. Because I got this big project of jobs in the Middle East and also a multi-millionaire client who has a major project that he wants branding for. Okay, so I'm nearing the first week. Today he just had some other work to do, so we finished parts of the work and he said we'll call it a day. So I thought I'd have this video with you. I'm just sharing this so that you are kept posted. This will be the manner for the next 2 or 3 weeks until I finish this project. Once this project finishes, then it'll be back to 2 or 3 videos or even 4 videos a day, which some of you do like a little bit of variety. So until then, don't mind, it'll only be 1 video a day. And just to share with you a trade secret, I have recorded videos in advance. So what I tend to do is you keep a backup of like 4 or 5. So I've kept a backup of 15, and I keep increasing it. So every day a drip feed. So even if I'm free and I have a little bit of energy and there is a topic, I upload it and I keep it ready. So the only thing I need to do is get up in the morning and just share. In fact, just to tell you this is the last bit of the personal update. I'm really not keeping well for the past 3 days. It has been really bad. Obviously, I need to save all my energy for my client, which is the most important thing. But then by the time I finish, I'm so exhausted. I just keep getting dizzy. I'm just lying down. Just take my vitamins and minerals and that's it, take rest. Then get up, do a little bit of email answering this, that. And so that's how it's not been going good for the past 3 days. But the reason you're not able to discover this is because the videos that I'm putting up are not shot then and there. They are shot before. So the videos you're seeing are shot before, unless, of course, it's a topic that is relevant like today. Okay? So anyway, I'm not trying to give you sob stories, just because you're the community that follows me. I just wanted you to know. Okay. Now, here is a couple of just headlines that I wanted to give my opinion on. Okay. I think I'll put the timestamps below so you can check what you want to see specifically. So yeah, the first point that I wanted to give you is the client update. It's going to be for another 3 or 4 more weeks. There were plans to fly down to India for a business trip. He would pay for it. But after he did a little bit of research and he had his own personal reasons, and it also seems that COVID is once again spreading. He doesn't want to take the risk. And given the fact that my health also, I was not feeling up to the mark, we had decided to cancel it. It was actually supposed to be hush-hush. Nobody was supposed to know. But we cancelled it. So just so that you know, my people who are close to me knew that I was coming down to India. Okay. Anyway, so that is cancelled, and because he doesn't want to get COVID and all that, so everything is today virtual online. So the project will be for another 3 more weeks, and then I'll come back to normal. Okay. So a couple of global headlines. First one is, the one that is trending, Elon Musk taking over. I've already shared with you my thoughts. I also will be uploading YouTube shorts, which you will get to see. And overall, I'll just say it in one line. I just feel Elon Musk is spreading himself too thin. There are too many things that are involved, and Twitter is not creating or solving any world problems like the Tesla electric car is for electric to solve fossil fuel dependency. Then SpaceX was because the space program was so super expensive. Then even the failed projects like the boring was for people to travel without traffic underground. Even Solar City was to use natural resource. Those are the failed projects. So he is, as it is, juggling all this, and he's not able to make it successful. And given the fact that he's a typical bad boy, who smokes weed and challenges the SEC, Twitter doesn't make any sense. Like, what is the merit of having Twitter? And see, where you can use science, maths, and logic to solve problems, like even scientific, the thing for creation of an electric car or creating space travel. Those are machines. You can use science, maths, and logic. But human beings, you can't use that. And given the number of users, which are more than 5 million tweets, which are going every day, how would you solve issues like misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, doxing, sarcasm, fake news, misleading news, hate speech, that also multiple languages, that also 5 million tweets per day? Who in the world is going to do that? You think Twitter has not tried to control all this? And then obviously, like I told you, this is not an engineering problem, not a math problem, not a science problem. It's a human problem. Dealing with human beings, you can't. In fact, even sarcasm, how would AI pick up sarcasm? Or how would AI pick up that you're not indirectly trying to say something? And last but not the least, this is my final point about Elon Musk and Twitter. You can tell me your thoughts. I'm looking at the paper, by the way. See, do you think free speech in China will be allowed against the Chinese government? Do you think free speech will be allowed in India against the Indian government? Do you think free speech will be allowed against EU policies and regulations? Do you think US will allow Edward Snowden and Julian Assange to practice free speech on Twitter? Simple question I'm asking you, right? And I also gave you misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, fake news, hate speech, all this. So who is going to police all this? He, Elon Musk alone? Will it be the US government? So who does all this? There is no answers to all this. And, forget the fact that it has never been successful, Twitter, only 2 years. To maintain this will cost 1 billion. So this statement of his that it is a bedrock of free speech. Twitter has the least number of users, even less than Pinterest. Least number of users. Only reason why people talk about it, there's so much of fighting going on and political news. So obviously he's not going to allow Russia to broadcast, Iran to broadcast, China to broadcast. So what free speech are you talking about, man? Can one person challenge the US government and say, no, I will make free speech? You people, whoever worship Elon Musk, you have this you're in this category of a god complex. If someone is a superstar or movie star or someone you admire, you feel that he will solve all the world's problems. Elon Musk just has shitloads of money. That's all he has. And I think right now he's losing his mind. He should have that 44 billion. Just think, there was a tweet. If he gave 1 million for every American, he would still have $16 billion, it seems, left. Just let that sink in, man. In fact, he could have used this 44 billion to help Tesla. He could have used the 44 billion to help in some other thing. Maybe water problems or there's so many other things. You think 44 billion was spent wisely? You're an idiot. Anyway, next one. I had questions about UAE coming back to normal. UAE is coming back to normal aggressively. They globally around the world, they have even started declaring that COVID is now a seasonal flu. Okay. However, the booster shots are still mandatory. Like even for me, after another 4 months, me and my wife have to take the second booster shot and then the second and second and third. I don't know if there's a fourth. Okay. Then in India, they've started for children. They've started vaccine. So it is something that has to be done. You can't challenge the government unless, of course, you live in a country where they say, okay, taking a vaccine is optional. Okay. So that is where UAE is now relaxing its rules. But if you do fall sick, let me tell you, it's going to be a very expensive affair, because you will have to bear the cost of staying in a five-star hotel or whatever hotel they allocate. You'll have to bear the cost of having a doctor and nurse check up on you. You'll have to bear the cost for all the hospital charges. You'll have to bear the cost for everything. And that is where, even in Thailand, I have actually discouraged some people from coming, because there was one story of this Western tourist who ended up spending 500,000 baht because he got COVID when he was supposed to depart. But then he got COVID, you're not allowed to travel, and they made him stay in Bangkok hospital, which is supposed to be the most premium. He didn't have a choice over there. So he stayed, I think, for 3 weeks in intensive care, and 500,000 was his this thing charge. He cried foul, but you can't do anything. So even if I get sick, let's say, for example, COVID, here I have to pay, even if I stay in my house, I have to pay for hospital charges, I have to pay for doctors' charges, I have to pay for nurses' charges. Imagine being a resident, okay? So if you are going to be a tourist, they will look at you as foreign exchange. So, yeah. So UAE is come back to normal. There are plenty of people opening up businesses, plenty of people expanding their businesses. However, the only drawback is it's becoming exceptionally competitive. The number of people who didn't have jobs, they're applying in the crazy amounts. So if you don't stand out, you're not stand out in the sense not color or nice photographs. It's content. I see so many these fake coaches and fake Instagram female with there was one this fat female, her cleavage she was popping her cleavage out, just 20-year-old girl, and showing her ass with, you literally could see through her garments, okay? And she's like, boom, 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 that TikTok kind of style. She's saying, is your CV boring? And she was showing a black and white, and then she shows a color one, and she said, I'll help you get a job in, even Dubai, Singapore, Hong Kong. I don't know what people are falling for all this shit. And she's charging, what, $10, $20, $50, $100. See, listen, would you buy a product based on how colorful the brochure is? No. Would you put your child for admission based on how impressive the website looks? No, you will read the fine print. So it's the content that matters, and you can't copy paste from the internet. I've told you this before. So there are plenty of jobs. Salaries are getting back to normal, but it is only for the deserving candidate. They're not going to fall for all this bull and nonsense that people, I'm this person who has done these big things in my country and I'm going to do it here. If you portray yourself as Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, they will ask you, then why don't you ask Elon Musk to employ you, So don't oversell. It'll always backfire. And I think the biggest thing you need to keep in mind is, please don't undersell yourself in terms of salaries, because inflation is really creating a havoc. I spoke to a couple of my friends who have businesses. They said the inflation is unbearable. They are not able to cut down the cost because shipping has increased. Because obviously everything requires fuel. Transportation, in some cases, they actually have to spend double the amount just to maintain costs. And if you are selling, let's say, a toothbrush or toothpaste or these small trading products, if you start charging extra, people are not the retail outlet or let's say the supermarket chain will not buy from you, because they'll say I need prices to be competitive, because they want people to come to their store and they want to maintain their margins, and then you'll be stuck with inventory. So business, in a nutshell, business is improving. It's a very good time to get back to work. But remember this, you have only one chance to apply, only one. If you send your CV is stored in their server for the next 2 years. So don't think you can send today a CV, tomorrow some other CV, day after tomorrow some other new CV. They will just tally up all your CVs and they'll be like, this guy's a fraud. So, and please don't spam people. That is unacceptable. Okay. Next one, a little bit of, yes, in terms of holiday, people are asking, Loy, should I come down to Thailand? I honestly don't recommend you to come to Thailand, because till now it's still recovering. It's still gray areas in many places. I would rather say go to Bali. A couple of my friends went to Bali. They are more flexible with their rules. They're more ready to ignore a lot of things, and it's much more cheaper. And you will, and if you check online, booking.com or agoda.com, you will get at, and they have not sponsored me, by the way, you will get at 80 or 90% off. I think three of my friends, three separate. One got at 80, 85. One other one got nearly 91 or 92, but it was only for one day as a welcome thing. Five-star hotels, huh? And another one got for 5 days. I think he got 75, 80% with the package and everything, a lot of freebies. So this is for those who want to take a holiday. Okay. One last thing is with regards to UAE recovering so quickly, it's primarily because of Russian money. Russians are literally pumping in their money into UAE. I've even known shopkeepers who are selling a lot of branded items and stuff that you can sell, resell. They just come to the store and they buy off everything, hard cash. They'll give you hard cash. They just want everything because, obviously they can sell it off. But if they have cash and their bank accounts are frozen, they're in trouble. So a lot of Russian people are coming there. Even Africans, I was a little bit surprised that they are seriously loaded with cash. So there's a lot of black money coming in, and yes, business has to be as usual. So now it's a time to make money. I suggest you do the same. Okay.